Waterloo, the battle Napoleon lost. Because he waited too long, Napoleon had escaped exile, rebuilt an army, and marched to face the combined forces of Europe in a single decisive battle. He was winning for most of the day, then he waited nearly 2 hours before committing his final reserve, giving Prussian reinforcements exactly enough time to arrive and turn the battle against him. By nightfall, one of history's greatest military commanders was finished for good. Napoleon Bonaparte, having previously been defeated and formally exiled to the island of Elba in 1814, following years of continuous warfare across Europe, made the genuinely audacious decision to escape exile in early 1815, returning to France and rapidly rebuilding both his political authority and a substantial military force, a period historians refer to as the 100 Days, culminating in a renewed direct military confrontation against a coalition of European powers determined to permanently prevent his return to power. By June of 1815, Napoleon moved his reconstituted army into present-day Belgium, aiming to defeat the coalition forces separately before they could combine into a single overwhelming force against him, specifically targeting the Duke of Wellington's British-led coalition army and a separate Prussian force commanded by Field Marshal Gebhard von Blücher, a strategic calculation that required Napoleon to prevent these two armies from successfully joining forces, since either army individually was considered more manageable than their combined strength. Napoleon achieved partial initial success in this broader strategic objective, engaging and inflicting genuine damage on Prussian forces at the Battle of Ligny, just 2 days before the main confrontation at Waterloo itself. A victory that, while significant, failed to achieve the complete decisive destruction of Blücher's Prussian army Napoleon had actually needed, since Prussian forces, though genuinely weakened, retreated in reasonably good order rather than being fully scattered or eliminated as a meaningful continued fighting force, a genuinely consequential detail that would prove decisive to the battle's ultimate outcome just days later. On June 18, 1815, Napoleon's forces engaged Wellington's coalition army near the village of Waterloo, and the battle's early hours proceeded with genuine, sustained French tactical pressure against Wellington's defensive positions, including extended, costly French assaults against a fortified farmhouse position at Hougoumont that, while ultimately never fully captured by French forces, consumed genuinely significant French resources and time throughout the day's fighting without achieving the kind of decisive breakthrough Napoleon's broader battle plan actually required. What made the battle's specific timing genuinely historically consequential was Napoleon's own documented decision to delay the battle's start by several hours that morning, reportedly due to heavy overnight rain having left the battlefield's ground too soft and waterlogged for his artillery to maneuver and operate effectively, a seemingly reasonable tactical consideration that nonetheless provided additional crucial hours, allowing Blücher's genuinely still substantial Prussian forces, retreating from Ligny just 2 days earlier, additional time to reorganize and begin their march to reinforce Wellington's position at Waterloo itself. As the day's fighting continued, Wellington's forces, having absorbed sustained French pressure throughout the afternoon, including a massive French cavalry assault that, despite genuine tactical bravery, failed to break Wellington's disciplined infantry squares, began showing genuine signs of severe strain by early evening, creating what military historians studying the battle generally regard as a genuine window of opportunity for Napoleon to potentially achieve a decisive breakthrough had he committed his elite Imperial Guard reserve forces at this specific critical moment. Napoleon instead delayed committing this final reserve force for a genuinely significant additional period, a decision historians have variously attributed to Napoleon wanting greater certainty regarding the battle's overall tactical situation before risking his most elite remaining forces, and to the increasingly urgent, genuine threat that advancing Prussian forces, having finally arrived on the battlefield's flank by this point in the afternoon, now posed to the French army's own position, a threat requiring Napoleon to divert some of his available forces specifically to hold off the arriving Prussians rather than concentrating everything on the potential decisive blow against Wellington. When Napoleon finally did commit his Imperial Guard in a final assault during the early evening, Wellington's forces, reinforced by finally arriving substantial Prussian troops on the field, successfully repelled this final French attack, a repulse that triggered a genuinely rapid, catastrophic collapse in French army morale and cohesion, since the Imperial Guard's reputation for battlefield invincibility had held such significant psychological importance throughout the French army that its visible defeat produced an immediate, severe collapse in broader French fighting resolve, transforming what had been a genuinely closely contested battle into a rapid, complete French rout within a remarkably short period. Napoleon's defeat at Waterloo proved genuinely, permanently decisive, ending the 100 Days period entirely and resulting in Napoleon's second, considerably more permanent exile, this time to the remote South Atlantic island of St. Helena, where he would remain for the rest of his life, meaning Waterloo represented not merely a single lost battle, but the definitive final conclusion of Napoleon's extraordinary military and political career. What makes Waterloo endure as one of history's most extensively studied military engagements isn't simply the scale or drama of the battle itself, genuinely significant as both remain, but the specific, sustained historical debate regarding exactly how much Napoleon's own specific tactical decisions, the morning's delayed start, the extended hesitation before committing his final reserve, directly determined an outcome that, at multiple distinct points throughout the day, appeared to remain genuinely, seriously uncertain. A battle whose actual outcome hinged on hours and minutes, rather than any single overwhelming strategic advantage held decisively by either side. If stories like this, where history's outcome came down to specific hours of hesitation, rather than any larger, inevitable strategic certainty, are exactly what you come here for, subscribe to The Grave Details, because history holds more stories like this than most people will ever know.